I'm going to remind everybody of something Dr. Zelenko said, and that is, I'd rather die standing than live on my knees. It has amazed me, I will tell you, as a human being. It has utterly stunned me as to the volume of people, doctors, nurses, worker, whatever, that have sold their souls for this. Because as I've said, and I say to the nurses and doctors in hospitals who stayed, I even had a hashtag for a while, nurses who stayed, you're, at this point, and for some time now, you're enabling mass genocide. Because I used to teach nursing, gentlemen, and nobody can put anything over on me when it comes to that. I've seen everything. And I've said to them, well, but I'm in there, I'm helping. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because somebody's hanging those remdesivir bags, and somebody's checking those ventilator patients every hour. And you know when you're losing patients as they're rolling by in death gurneys, you know. So a profession or collection of professions that was trained, created since time immemorial to help people, to enhance healing, to facilitate it, have now become the world's mass killers. People don't realize how powerful denial is in the human mind. If you think you did something that killed your child, you didn't mean to, but if you were very, headstrong on something and you said, nope, I want them to have that, and that child dies, there's no way your mind will let you connect it to what you did. How could you live with yourself? I couldn't. I'd have to take my own life. I couldn't live with the psychic pain. So I think that the denial issue is huge. Modern medicine should be annihilated. It should be deconstructed, and there should be a whole new model for medical and nursing education, and it should not be the primary. Allopathic medicine has failed on every single level, and it's cost the world hundreds of millions of lives. The further down people get, they're into their third booster or fourth booster, they're really even more disconnected. And they've willingly given up their family, certain family and friends, because they don't want to hear it. That will actually, unfortunately, through the sort of the concept of Darwin concept, where the weakest or the ones not paying attention, you got a few people crossing the street and their cars, trucks rushing by. A smarter person looks and says, whoa, I better be careful here. But those who are maybe dim-witted or not paying attention, which is a weakness, right, will not be paying attention. They will lose their lives because they're not paying attention. They'll lose their lives because they didn't think correctly or use critical thinking.
Has the vaccine sort of emotionally lobotomized? I know there's talks but have you heard about this and thinking that this is the case, that somehow people are already been emotionally changed?
I have. There's direct damage to the frontal cortex. Well, for people, just to refresh anatomy, your frontal cortex is really your executive function. It's how you make judgment calls. You do complex tasks like planning. Your discernment comes from that area of the brain. And that there is a direct implication or damage with these chemicals that targets the frontal cortex. He's a better expert at it than me, but it was enough to understand that, hey, this possibly could be real. And people are acting differently. In July of 2021, it came to my attention that there were some Spanish researchers. They called themselves La Quinta Columna, the fifth column. They were analysts, some of them were scientists, some of them were college professors. And what they did was they used an electron microscope. They got their hands on a Pfizer vial, and they actually wrote a very responsible, format-wise report. Their methodology, what they did, what their chain of custody was, and all this. Okay. They found on the electron microscope these very strange, black, meshy, bulbous things. Again, this is at the nano level. And then somebody in the group said, well, here's this publication by Choucair, Choucair, 2019, et al., and their colleagues, that found that they were actually studying graphene oxide in an industrial project. And the picture at same magnification was the same. I could see her turning it, and these were discs. Now, people accused her of that those are bubbles, but you can't have perfection in nature. These were discs that had metal connectors or shiny metal appearing. And some German doctors stepped forward to say to her, those are graphene discs. They carry payload. We developed them in Germany, or some of them. We work on a team that develops them. And they were bragging because they said, we developed them because they're going to deliver chemotherapy and targeted. And they thought they were doing something great. And maybe they were, I don't know. But the point is, I couldn't sleep for a week or two, literally, because I kept waking up in the middle of the night, seeing those discs and thinking about them being injected into people.